All right. Welcome. How's everybody doing? How you feeling? Hope you're feeling good. We got life, so you should be feeling excellent. We had a great week because we here. So you know the move, as we always do. All praise is due to the Most High. All right. So we're gonna give him praise and we're gonna keep it moving. So today, on Get It Off Your Chest podcast, the podcast of all podcasts, we're gonna get a little personal on me, on your boy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's time for me to, let y'all know who's talking, you know, and the reason why I'm talking about the things that I'm talking about. They stem from me, as a young kid, you know, experiencing life on a different level than a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna start off by, I posted this yesterday. I'm gonna show it to you, for the people, that's viewing and that's gonna end up viewing on YouTube and all my other channels. We got Get It Off Your Chest YouTube, the Twitch. So I'm gonna bring it a little closer and I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it for the listeners, for the avid podcast listeners. I'm gonna read it for them so that way they can know exactly what's what. And I'm gonna read it for y'all too, since y'all visualizing it. But just want to let you know this. This is the homie Greg. He was my junior counselor. That's your boy. It's your boy right now. Yeah. All right. So then on the backside, it tells you the rest. So I'm gonna read it for y'all, and then we're gonna get into, why I do what I do and how I do this thing. So to start off, what this is a newsletter for the Metro YMCA family and friends. That's what this is. This is a newsletter. Now, at the top, I'll tell you what it says. Volume 1, Issue 1. This is the first one that they made. You understand me? Volume 1, Issue 1 means this is the first one. Okay? And so apparently they had a group of, I guess, individuals, and they wanted to know about the certain teenagers, at this particular YMCA, because this particular YMCA, they had two groups down there. All right. One of the groups was the outreach program. All right. That's the group I was in. It was mainly for, knuckleheads. We was a bunch of knuckleheads. Shout out to, all my partners from that program. A couple of them gone, and I'm gonna talk about that. But that's one program. The other program was the teen club. So I'm gonna read it, and I'm gonna talk about it. But I want to give y'all like a about, And so they came to my father's house. I was staying with my father at the time. I know I've said it on, I can't remember what episode, but mom wasn't playing no more. So she told me, you got to go. All right. So she sent me to my daddy. And so while I was over there, I was still making noise. And while I was going to this this YMCA down here, because I was sent to go down there after I got out of juvenile. So they sent me down here to this program. You see what I'm saying? That's how it all started. So anyway, Pop, he did his thing. He definitely did his thing, because everything that I'm doing now, it reflects on him. You see what I'm saying? So they came over there and they interviewed me, and Lewis Carter and Miss Pamela Mack. I didn't tag you, Miss Mack, but shout out to you, Miss Mack. She's on one of my Facebook friends, but she was one of my actual counselors, her and Lewis Carter. So they suggested this team or whatever to talk to me, or interview me, because of a lot of things that, I was dealing with and going through at that time. And this was in 1991. So I was 16 years old. All right. Yeah, I was 16 years old then. So so they came out, basically asked me some questions, and then, the interview began. So, I'll read it to you. So I'm, let you know exactly how this went down. So give me a second. I try to get my water in, man. I ain't no water drinker like that. So if y'all ain't a water drinker, get that water in. Half your body, more than half your body is water. So just want to make sure you know that. All right, now. So this is how we go. In July 1990, Quincy Daniel walked into the Southwest YMCA without much hope for his life. So this is me, they quoting, right? End quote. I was just hanging in the streets all the time, unquote, Quincy said. I wasn't hitting on anything. Something had to change, unquote. Quincy was in trouble with the law for fighting. He had been suspended from school for playing with a pistol, playing with a auto pistol. He couldn't talk to his parents, who are divorced, and his friends didn't want to hear about his problems. Today, after a year in the YMCA's outreach program, Quincy is back in school, getting good grades, and preparing to be one of George High School's best basketball point guards. Yo, man, this thing just take me back, man. It take me back, you know. Then they got me saying, I couldn't hide at the Y, Quincy explained. They helped me see that I could let my feelings out. I didn't have to be ashamed. Quincy was skeptical at first. So then it says, but when two of his outreach friends died in separate accidents, Quincy decided to make his life mean something. And then it says, in quote, we have a saying, to take care and be aware. You know, that's what we used to say. This is in this program, the outreach program. Take care and be aware. And Quincy said, I know I have to take responsibility for my life. I quote. Quincy has graduated to the Wise Teen Club, another close-knit group of young people who support each other and learn leadership skills. Then it says, in quote, I'll get to help little kids. I'll get to help little kids too, Quincy said proudly. They'll know they have someone they talk to because I've been there. And then it goes on to say the YMCA has helped with 300 other teenagers like Quincy since the outreach program began in 1990. So we'll start off with the school. All right, when they said I went back to school. So I dropped out in the 10th grade from George High School. I started at first high school was Riverwood. It was M2M program they used to have in Atlanta, minority to majority program, right? So my mama wanted me to go basically to Sandy Springs, which is where it was a Caucasian community. If you're not familiar with it, and I'm living on the south side, all right, in the hood. So they had a certain amount of people that can join the program, minority to majority, to where you can go to school on the other side of town so you can get a better education. Right? That's basically what that program was for. So she got me in it. So they would bus us from where we lived at. And at this time I was living in East Road. So they would bus us from there and all the way out to Sandy Springs, and bus us back home. You know what I'm saying? So problem was, I guess that's that saying, you can take them out the hood or you can't take the hood out of them. And so, I'm up here at this school, and it's a prestige school, especially now, Riverwood High School. So anyway, I'm up there. It's my first year up there. And me and my other little partner, we want to play with guns. And so, he said he got one. And I said, well, all right, I'll get it from you. And, went ready to buy it. And he gave it to me. So that day, we on the school bus going on back to the south side. And I think we probably only, if we get on the expressway, we might be on the expressway 5 minutes. And he exiting off. So I'm getting nervous because I'm like, where you going? We need to be going on down, So anyway, of course, somebody asked, where you going or whatever, He was like, I don't know. I was told to go back to the school. So now I'm tripping. And so enough, we get back to the school. Our security guy, I forgot his name, Mr. Green, I think it was. It was like, I need Quincy Daniel and so this says, come on the bus. And we got off the bus and let me see your bag. And looked at my bag and sure enough, they go the gun. You know what I'm saying? So, boom. First thing they do, call your mama. All right. So they call my mama. Of course, I'm in trouble. So now they tell me I gotta go to tribunal court. That's where you when you do something in the public school, that's against all the rules, all right, no matter what it is, but you got to go to court, but it's called tribunal court for kids and the school system. It's like a real court. So you sitting there, and they telling you about what you did and this, that, and the third, and the offenses that you broke. And if you got anything else going on besides that, they pulling it up. And so that's what they did. They sit up there, they got my whole file. Cool. So yeah, woo. So they say, yeah, so you gonna have to come on up out of this whole system. I couldn't go to no more Fulton County schools. So that's how I ended up going to George. That's why when they said he was like he wanted to be one of the best point guards, that's how I ended up going to George, because Fulton County said you got to go. So I ended up, I was with my daddy and ended up going to George, and I felt like George, when I first got there, it was good. It was top shelf. It always is good, but it was me after the second go round. First go round, oh man, I'm good. I'm actually too good, because I would go to school and then leave and just go to other schools and just kick it. I mean, I was going to Thera so much. Some thought I went there. That's how much I was going up there. My little girlfriend at the time. Going to see her. Her birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday, kid. But yeah, man. So I'm going up there so much that they think I go to school up there. But I just go to other school, man. We roaming the hall, causing trouble. Now, when that year over, and they like, yeah, so you got to do this again. And I'm looking around like, shit, I ain't gonna be able to do that. And so I said, well, I'm gonna see y'all later. So I let that go. I left out of the 10th grade, jumped to the streets and went at it, thinking that, this is gonna be the way I'm finna get it. You know what I'm saying? Because your environment, that's what you're seeing. I mean, I remember seeing Dope Boys. I remember seeing, real live 1980, late 80s and 90s, brothers getting it. And I remember, the first time I started, doing that thing, and it was just what was around you, because if your folks can't get what you like, because I had a nice little taste of life. My daddy, he showed me a different taste of life. I didn't have to just sit up there and settle. He wanted to make sure I don't have to settle for shit, man. You know what I'm saying? You can look at it as what you think you better than everybody. No, it don't be that. Some folks just don't want to settle for shit. And that's how he was. And so he put that on me. So anyway, that's how I ended up going to George, and and I ended up dropping out of George because when they asked me to do it again, I didn't want to. That was an embarrassment on me. It ain't had nothing to do with George High School. I played the rest of the year because it was like, shit, it feels good to be cool and just, be fly looking, and you know what I'm saying? I went to school for all the wrong reasons. I wanted to talk to the girls and be fly and just kick it. Because when my mom and dad would talk to the teachers, the teachers would tell them, it ain't that he don't know this work. Because when he do it, he doing it good. But he just not here enough to do it. And they was just like, so, that's his issue. He skipped, like they put it up, he ain't never here. And so of course, I pay for that a little later, but this right here, my mom came and had this, all this time. And I want to speak on right quick, not to jump off subject, but this is proof of how, whatever your purpose is, you've seen it before, in your past. You just got to tap into that. And that's all I'm doing. I'm tapping into what I saw in the past. When I read this, because my mom just had it, she got it sitting over there. And on one of the quotes they said, they know they'll have somebody that they can talk to. I'm 16 years old saying this about, younger people than me, that might go through some of the stuff that I had went through. Now, universally, I'm sitting here doing the same goddamn thing right now. But not just for the youth, it's for anybody that's trying to survive something. That's what this is. It's proof that you can survive. So I'm trying to not only tell the youth, but just people, period, man. You can survive whatever it is you're going through. God rest, because I got a lot of friends that's gone, and speaking of survival, one of my they say two of my friends, in separate accidents got killed. One of them friends was my best buddy. That boy Andre, aka Peanut Butter from Bankhead Court. Happened right there while we was in the living room. Seen him go away from me. So when they talking about some of the lines they saying, like, what he been through, that's what they talking about. I'm trying to break this down so you understand why they came to see me and to talk to me, because I witnessed something that most folks see on TV, but I witnessed my friend leave me, shot in the head, man, because of how of a rambunctious life we were living. Who'd ever even thought that something like that would happen? Nope. Not at all. So when I'm telling people this is a survival thing, man, this is a survival thing for real, man. You got no idea what some of these people been through out here that's still walking around. They survived, dog. So if they telling you something good, check them out, because it might not be me all the time. But if somebody is trying to tell you something about on a survival tip of life, I would say check them out. So that's all I'm trying to do. I'm just breaking this down, So, and my other partner was, what they talking about, Chad, and the wild thing about that, man. So Andre and Chad, all of us were friends. We was all friends down at this program. We was in this program. I mean, this outreach program was just a bunch of hard heads. That's all we was. We were just a bunch of hard heads, man, from all walks of life. And we was all with it. We was all with the shit, every last one of us. So it was sometimes that we would go against each other, because you got a bunch of alphas down there, man. If you ever been in them streets, once you hit them streets, you automatically turn into an alpha. You ain't got no choice, or you're gonna get ate the fuck up. So we all coming from where we coming from down there, and we all standing 10 toes like, no, not me. So what's up? So of course we bump heads. Andre and Chad bumped heads, got into a fight, and we all, it wasn't no big fight. It was just a scuffle, you know what I'm saying? And I think it was probably 2 or 3 days later. I came downstairs to the Y, and I started messing with him, the homie Greg. Like I said, he was my junior counselor. I started, horse playing or whatever. And I remember he was like, man. He shook me off. And somebody was like, yo, you don't know. And I was like, I don't know what. They were like, man, Chad got killed last night. fucked me up because Dre was right there with me. They had just gotten a fight like 2-3 days before that. But like I said, we was all friends. But at that time, we were just alphas. So the scuffle happened, and yeah, so he was fucked up about that. Dre was, you know what I'm saying? No matter about the scuffle, because eventually the way things usually go, we get over it and we back doing what we usually do. You know what I'm saying? But you know, he didn't get that opportunity. And then I want to say it wasn't too long after that. I can't remember the time, you know what I'm saying? But you know, because that shit was cloudy. But that's when Drake accident happened on after Chad. You know, so those when they talking about my friends, those are the two friends that they speaking of. You know, there was some good guys. You know what I'm saying? You know, we had a blast. You know, and it showed me then. I learned then a long time ago. You know how precious life is. You know, but I also got a little paranoid after that too. You know, I mean, for obvious reasons. You understand what I'm saying? You know, so that's what they mean about that. And I missed them guys. You know what I'm saying? There was some good guys. We lost, a couple more, man. A couple years back, Mario Morgan, man. Uh, that was a good one too. You know, shout out to Alp and his family, and his brother we lost, Kiki. You know, them some good guys that's gone. You know what I'm saying? And a lot more, man. Some that's down the road doing prison time. You know, it's a few of them, from the program that's down the road. You know, I talked to one of them, and I remember he hit me once, and while we were chopping it up, and he said, "Man, I realized, man, not too long ago." He was like, "Man, I done been in here longer than I've been alive." I mean, think about that, man. Think about that. He been in there longer than he been alive. Cause I remember when he went in, we was probably about 18 or something like that. Yeah. I mean, we the same age. So yeah. So all of them, man, it was something to reason why I went through that. It was for what reason, I still don't know. Because I'm not saying that I survived just to come here and that's it. I'm just sharing these experiences with you. I still got further ways to go. With what I'm thinking about, I'm a long ways from where I'm supposed to be, but I'm grateful for where I'm at. I'm thankful for where I'm at on a daily basis. If you listen to the show last week, my man, Mr. Sanders, was asking me, how do I like, about my job, what I do for a living. Man, I told him I love it. I love what I do. I do not feel like I go to work when I go there. I work in the medical field. I do not feel like I'm at work. I love what I do. I've been blessed. I truly have been blessed to be able to do what I do for a living. To be able to be in the medical field is a blessing. And it's something that was stressed upon me actually by my mother years ago when I was a child. She stressed to me about, if you get something in the medical field, you will always have a job. And I used to hear it, and I just, okay, you know what I'm saying? And that's what you all right, I got you. But I'm moving over here. I'm moving now, Mom. But I hear you though. That's how that went. But the thing about it is, when you hear something, repetitious like that, it actually gets in you. It gets under you. It seeps in you. When somebody is doing it for good intent, it seeps into you whether you know it or not. Because how else I end up in it like that? It wasn't nothing that I seeked out. I didn't seek that out. I thought about it from time to time, but when you drop out of high school and you just, you start off doing construction because that's all you can do when you want to leave the streets alone. You ain't think you're a long way from anything looking in the medical field because the only thing you know is school. Man, I ain't got time for that. That's the reason why I left in the 10th grade. I ain't want, nah, man, what? I'm good with that. I can adapt. Trust me, I can adapt. Boy, I get out here and get with it. And that's what my mentality was. And I survived a little bit doing that. You know what I'm saying? But, you start having family and that shit changed. You can't just be trying to adapt and whoop, 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 and you know what I'm saying? No, you got to get some for sure now. You got to get some for sure because you got a couple things behind you looking at you like, yeah, well, we're going to be hungry. And you don't want that. So let's go. We're going this way. We got to completely cut that off. So, it's just a pure blessing to sit and look at this and, and read it and just, kind of know where I'm going and I think I'm going in the right direction. And that's the sole purpose of, today's topic is to let y'all know why I do what I do. And not just this, because some of y'all that's listening, you might not know. So on my Instagram page, every Monday morning, I do a Monday morning motivation. It's called Triple M, Monday Morning Motivation, man. And it's just something that I get and I give it to them. I just lay it out. It's whatever, what I'm saying, whatever come up, it come out. And I've been doing that since 2018. Since 2018, I've been doing that. It's something about me feeling like I got to give back to humanity some kind of way because I took from humanity for a long time. And I did not care that I was taken from humanity in the way that I was doing it. It did not matter. It did not matter at all to me because I knew at the same time, anybody else that's looking at me while I'm selling dope, they don't look at me no different than the person who's smoking it. They don't look at me no different than somebody robbing a bank. They don't look at me no different than no other criminal. That's how I looked at it. So let me go and continue to do what I'm doing then. I just was in a taking mood. I'm taking it. I ain't trying to hear none of that. I'm taking it. I can get it this way. We're going to get it this way. That's just what it was. To whoever. I don't care if you family. I didn't care if you was pregnant. Whoever you want it, because you're gonna go over there. You're gonna go down the street. So yeah, let's go. That's taking, man. That's taking. I took in a fucked up way. So I have to do this. I feel like I have to do this. I owe humanity. Because I was a part of destroying it. I was a part of destroying it. Until, I started to learn more. But that was, a few years on down. But while I'm doing it, I ain't thinking about that. For what? Man, we hungry. Let me tell you something, man. My daddy was always there, right? But my daddy wasn't rich. My mom, I think, I don't know if my sister was there or not. I can't remember. But got a knock on the door, College Park police. Locked moms up for stealing. Had food. That's all she had was food. Locked moms up for stealing food. Did not care. It is all it was. No, ma'am, you broke the law. You come with me. You can imagine she telling them, I got a son at home and woo, 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 woo. You understand? So Yeah, I took. You fucking right, I took. When I used to see shit like that, my attitude was, man, miss me with that school because you can't teach me on how to be what I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be up there. So my mom ain't got to deal with this. My dad ain't got to deal with that. You can't teach me how to make that kind of bread. Not going to school. I wasn't getting that. I wasn't feeling none of that. I'm just sitting up there like, man, okay, all right. That's all this about, man. I'm out. What? I got them license too. Had a little whip. Mom let me get that whip. Cause long as I'm putting some money in the house, that's what that was. And she like, you gonna go back to school or get a job? Okay, so if I got some money coming in, we good. Say no more. And that's what it was. So I'm going back to school. I got my little car. Yeah, we good. I'm bouncing from school to school, That's just what it was. I wasn't trying to hear none of that. They ain't know what my life was about. I gotta help out over here. And school wasn't gonna do it. That's how I looked at it. So, it's something that was heavy on me, growing up. It was just always heavy on me to like, yo, man, you can't deny. Cause I don't care who you is. If you got some kind of decency about you, you'll feel that tug on you like, yo, man, you can't do it like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you in tune with God, that's him. That's you tugging on yourself. Like, yo, you gonna straddle the fence, you still gonna be trying to shuck and jive. You're gonna have to cut that all the way off. You can't talk that talk and still be, all right, well, come on, let's go for a few dollars. You still taking. So eventually I got to that point where I like, yeah, I'm done taking, and it was a battle to, to leave it all the way alone, from not just selling dope, but just hustling on some other shit all the time, because I had an attitude of, man, I ain't trying to go and work for nobody. I ain't trying to go and work for nobody. I remember before I got married to my ex-wife, my sister asked her, "You sure you want to marry him?" It's real shit now, y'all. This real shit. And it wasn't my sister trying to she wasn't trying to down me or no shit like that. She know me. And so she looking at her like, yo, you sure? Cause this boy here he ain't trying to do, what you need him to do. Like go and work and do the whole man thing, cause he's still with that. Man, I was still with, let's go to Nikki's, we going and we gonna parlay over here. We was strip club out back then. And I just, I had to learn you can't be in a relationship like that, trying to do that type of thing and just say, hey, I'll be back. We're going to wherever you're going. You're gonna let her know where you're going. That's what my sister was talking about. He ain't there. You sure? But eventually, you get there if that's what you want. I wanted to change. I got tired of seeing all that bullshit. I wanted to change. And that's I think that's where that started at. You got to really want to change. Do you enjoy, still, that feeling of whatever it is that you feel after you take from somebody? You know what I'm saying? I mean, because eventually it started to feel different. It started to get sour. You know what I'm saying? Like if I would put a move on somebody, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, whatever the hustle is, whatever. But the bottom line was I got over. You know what I'm saying? That feeling started to get sour because it was like, man, that little, that little chain worth it? with the direction that you feel yourself going in. This is what I'm telling myself now. You have to have these conversations with yourself. And I was having conversations with myself during a transition. I didn't know it was a transition though. I didn't quite know it was a transition, until later. Family members like my auntie Pat, she was to tell me, that was a transition you was going through, and she saw it, but as you going through it, especially if you don't know nothing about that, you don't know that it's something supernatural going on within you while you transitioning from your old to your new, and that's what that was, what was going on. But you'll get that feeling it don't taste good no more. The taste of that little money from getting over on folks, or whatever, and that's in a negative light, that money don't taste good no more. And that's where the phrase, sometimes say, "Oh, good." I put that in there too. So again, I just, that's part of why I'm doing what I'm doing. Like I say, I owe society. I owe humanity. I owe my mom. I still owe my dad. My dad not here with me no more, but I still owe him. Yeah, man. You think I don't? Because it's so much of what I'm doing, he was showing me, and he was telling me about. So you always. Some people say you shouldn't feel like you owe people, but in a sense, it's all right. That keeps you having standards, and or better. It keeps you always wanting to supersede something. I mean, that's what you should want to do anyway. You should definitely always want to be superseding yourself in different aspects of your life. Not just on some money shit. That's just a tool to maneuver your way. It ain't the end all be all. That bread is not. You know what I'm saying? So this young man right here, man, he fought, man. He fought his way through. And I know it's other young men that's out there like that. That's got to fight their way through. And folks that's fought like I fought. We have a duty to let them know you can survive. You can survive. That right there alone is probably why my mom held on. She held on to this. She probably don't know the real reason. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just speaking because I'm looking at it in a different light. I don't look at it as my mom just held on to this because her son was on it and it's something cute. No, my mom heavy in the head now. Mom's heavy in the head. Mom from LA. She heavy in the head. She knows some shit. She know why she kept this. She know why she used to always say, medical field, you never be broke. Medical field, you'll never be broke. And she just be saying it. You'll never be broke in medical field. And man, I didn't, but again. She don't have the whole time. But yeah, she held on to that for a reason. For a reason. And I would see it when I go over there and just, I would just see it. I never really thought that this would be something to put on Front Street, until, another transition happened later on. You know what I'm saying? When you start to awaken yourself up more. But I never, when I used to see it over there, I just didn't think that it was, I knew it was, kind of big or whatever, you know what I'm saying, within us, but not to the point where it can be used as a tool. You see what I'm saying? Because when I was him, if somebody would come down there to our program and they want to talk to us about staying out of trouble and you don't do this and don't do that. Man, we can read whether or not they've been in some shit or not. We can pick up on whether or not you just coming down here just to be coming down here, or if you got a passion to come down here because there's a reason behind it. And it's got something to do with, because you can really feel us. That's why you down here. So if I felt that then, what make me think, or anybody think, that these youngsters don't feel the same way now? They can tell whether or not somebody coming down there and been through something or not, and they ain't trying to hear it if you ain't. That's why she held on to that. It was her purpose to hold on to that, because I needed it for a reason. And then when I circulated for that reason, somebody else is going to need it to help them to survive. You see how that chain went? That's why. We just don't know it. Even as you grown folk, right? If you tap into something that you didn't felt since you was younger, it'll start unfolding now, because you're smarter, you're wiser. So you'll be able to understand those supernatural signs that you saw when you were 16 years old on what you wanted to do for yourself, that you felt like, man, this got to be more to it. It got to be more. It's more to than what I'm seeing. Yeah, it is. So if you ain't tapped into it, that's what that is. You was being pulled on younger because of who you are. People don't realize, man, yo, we, especially Black people, we got, our DNA is set up different. You hear me? I ain't knocking no other race, but our DNA is set up differently. You don't believe me? Go Google it. Pull it up. Check it out. You're set up differently, which means you can think differently, which means you can make things happen differently. Okay? That's what I saw. The proof is in black and white. They quoted me as saying, I can tell them that they know they can talk to somebody because I've been through it. I'm 16 years old saying it. First of all, it's kind of fucked up that at 16 years old, I done been through so much shit that I can tell somebody younger than me, yo, you can do this and you can make it, or whatever. You know, whatever it is, I felt like I was gonna be able to tell them. You know what I'm saying? That's heavy within itself. That's heavy within itself, you know, because I never even thought about, you know, because I ain't never spoke on it. Like, you know how some people, they always, you know, saying, you know, long live, you know, whoever they people is or whatever, you know, and I think about Dre every day. I think about him every day, you know, but I don't do that long live or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You know, I ain't knocking it, but it wasn't, I don't know why. I just, you know what I'm saying? But every day, and a day went by since that day, I don't think about him. And I don't think about that situation. They wanted me, and that's another thing, you know, I might venture off into this mental health a little bit, because when that happened, they sent me to a psychiatrist, right? And I went one time, and I went by myself. And then later was like, you know, asking questions and, you know, how do I feel? And, you know, and the only thing was, I didn't want to talk to her. I was like, man, I don't want to talk to you about this. See, at 16 years old, running the streets, I had no idea that I probably needed to. I had no idea that I did. I just knew what I felt was, I don't know I don't even know you. Who is you? You know what I'm saying? That was my mentality though. So I went that one time and I didn't never go back. I ain't never go back. So um I've spoken to, just close friends, you know, about the situation, you know what I'm saying? But never like on a scale of anything like this, you know. Maybe it's healing for me. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But that's that because as I'm speaking on it, of course it jogs, you know what I'm saying? So that's just that's yeah, it was a heavy thing. It was a heavy thing. And I probably should have, talked to somebody because my life shot in a different direction after that. I really got to the point where I just didn't give a fuck no more. I was already that, close to that type of where it was just, but after that, it was just like, fuck it, you know? And and that's probably why, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, because um his dad, um, his dad was a good dude, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it like he gone or nothing like that, but just I didn't talk to him no more. I didn't see him. I would see him, but not in the aspect of how I was seeing when I would go over Dre house. You know what I'm saying? And so I remember after that, he would see me every now and then because he worked for MARTA. If for those you don't know, MARTA is our public transit system down here in Atlanta. And he wouldn't speak to me. He wouldn't speak to me no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I was catching the bus all the time. This was before I had my own whip. Mom let me borrow her car every now and then, but most of the time I was on the train, and the Y, the YMCA was on, like I said, it was on Campbellton Road. So if I was living in East Point, so I would catch a train East Point to Oakland City. So you have to get off Oakland City to catch the 83 Campbellton Road. Well, Andre dad not only worked for MARTA, but they stayed in the same neighborhood where the Y was at. That's why we used to walk back and forth from his house to the Y. He stayed in 1890 house. If you know anything about over there in Allison Court, Myrtle and all that, I'm talking about that area behind the plaza, the SNS cafeteria and all that. Andre worked at that grocery store. If anybody know what I'm talking about, on the corner of DeLoe and Campbellton Road, with SNS cafeteria, there's a grocery store right there. And the Chinese restaurant right there had some of the good Chinese food right there on the end down there. And Mo Better Chicken across the street over there. So, right there, this is where all this was at. So, like I say, they stayed in 1890 house. I'm at the Y every day. So I'm bound to see, my best friend Pop. Because he stayed over there. And he worked for MARTA. And when I was seeing him, he would not speak no more. I wasn't mad, you know what I'm saying? I was more hurt, because that was his son. You know what I'm saying? And all he know is y'all was out. And he ain't come back. You understand me? I had to survive that. I had no choice. I had to survive that shit. I had to live with that, man. Every day. Every day. I can't be mad at Peanut Butter Daddy, man, for not speaking to me. Fuck no, I can't be mad. Because I can't say the same if that was me. And I'm a God-fearing man. But I can't sit up here and tell y'all that I would still be speaking to that other child if that was me in that situation. I'm just keeping it to you. I'm just keeping it real with you, man. I'm keeping it all the way 1K, man. I ain't finna lie to you. So I couldn't, I wasn't gonna be questioning him. Why you can't speak? Why you ain't speaking? You know what I'm saying? Cause he know me. He know me. I'm inside the house. This is my partner, man. So yeah, he know me. And after that, it was like he didn't know me. It was just like a light switch. It's like he didn't even see me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why them people came over there to interview your boy. That's why. It wasn't just because, I just knew 2 people that got killed. Nah, man. That shit was deeper than that. I was right there when one of them left here. And not too long before that, Andre got to fighting with Chad. And Chad left first. And even though I know he ain't say nothing, but I know that shit bothered him when he got to fighting with him. It was just something that what we did though. But I know he ain't really like the shit afterwards. Cause we was all cool. But this Bankhead Court we talking about. He from Bankhead Court. He that's just who he was. He'll click the fuck out. I mean, like when we would go somewhere, man, and if somebody didn't fight, you had to fight him. And Peanut Butter can throw them hands. But it was just, so I know like I said, he ain't say nothing, but I know that bothered him probably, after, you know what I'm saying, to not be able to straighten that shit with him. I mean, because it fucked with me. And I didn't fight him. And it fucked with me. Because he was cool. We was cool. But it was just some little shit. You know what I'm saying? And, we're going to woof up and, boom, boom, whatever. But then that, he ended up, the story was with Chad, him and our other partner, Blue. Blue survived. I don't know if he's still here with us now, but Blue survived this, though. But, it was, stealing car. We used to steal car, boy. And so this time, Chad was in the car, and apparently he was getting it. And Atlanta got behind his ass. So he decided to get it some more. And I think he either swiped something or whatever it was. Car flipped, split the fuck open, and he was out of there. He was out of there. And I remember when we saw Blue, Blue was all fucked up. Feet was, it was something. What was his leg? I think he broke his legs or some shit like that. I can't remember, man. But he was fucked up for a minute, for about a month or two, I think it was. But so that's how we ended up losing Chad. He was in a high-speed chase, in one of them whips, and crashed the fuck out. But that's what we did. We rode them streets hard. I mean, we was in this program, and I remember my partner Roach. Roach came pick me up in a car, and I already knew it was a hot box, but it's just what we did. Picked me up in it. We got down, took off. Man, before we can get all the way down Camden Road, because this YMCA is, we would say, maybe a quarter mile to Delowe. We don't even get down to Delowe, and the police get behind her. I think we found out Miss Mac caught the police on her. And later, of course, I was pissed the fuck off when it happened. You know what I'm saying? I'm young or whatever, I'm tripping. But man, when you think about it, man, y'all down here, man. These folks trying to save y'all, man. These people down here trying to help you and save you from trouble, from that. And you come down in a stolen car, then you get in it, and y'all take off to go get another one or whatever else we finna do. Right there at the fucking mind. Now, come on now. When I think about some of the stuff, I just be like, come on, dude. How you gonna? But that's what it was. So I gotta reverse that now. Gotta reverse it now. I gotta let them know it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. I got folks that's doing time in the pen now. When they come out, they know when they coming on board with me. We got work to do. Got work to do. This boy been down a long time. We talking over 20 years. My cousin will be home next year, though. I guarantee you that. See you in a minute, though, Chance. Yes, sir. But that's kind of why I have to do it. Because the cycle is still going. The cycle is still going. It's the same thing. It might be a little bit more drastic now, but it's the same cycle. Young generation is still wilding. We was wilding, and now this generation wilding. So am I going to sit back, or am I going to speak up? Because they falling off real quick. Even the ones that you know about, that's like in the industry. Somebody else just got killed. The little young chick. What's the little young chick, Ali? Man, I just saw it, man. Some young chick just got killed in Houston, man. Some young chick rapper. But anyway, yeah. And her last tweet was something like she feel like she like it better in Houston, way better than Atlanta, and ended up getting killed in Houston, man. Like we was wilding, but we not murdering like that. They murdering out here, man. They killing like it's a sport. They killing like it's a sport, and they killing other warriors. Listen, you got to be a fucking warrior to just go up and just off somebody, man. What for whatever reason, never mind that shit. Just to say, I'm finna do this, I'm finna do him. That takes a different mentality. Call it crazy, call it whatever. But that takes a different mentality. It's a warrior mentality. That's what people need to be looking at it as. But you killing your other warrior though, brother. That's where this whole mix up is at. That's warrior on warrior, man. Gotta stop. They young, boy. They young and they talented and they gifted. I haven't probably even heard a song from the boy PNB Rock. But from my understanding, man, the boy was talented. Like I guess singing, rapping, playing instruments, like that. Think about it, man. It's a lot of talent, man, that you just dissipate like in an instant. For what? What for? Because if we don't try to get a handle on this, and it can only do what can, and it can only escalate, right? If what we looking at right now is damn near mayhem, what will it look like if it escalate then? Are we not thinking about that? Somebody need to be thinking ahead. Okay, if we just sit back and just let this shit ride, whatever the fuck ever, and it escalate, then what? Listen, I'm not trying to put nobody in danger, because I ain't finna sit up here and just go and drop in some neighborhood and whoop de whoop whoop. All right, I was in the streets. I know it don't work like that. It's my mama, y'all. I gotta answer this. Hey, what's up, mom? Okay, all right. All right. I'm gonna say call again. I'm live right now. All right. All right, it's all good, man. All right, I'll talk to you in a minute. Bye, bye. But so yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I had to answer that, man. That was mom, you know. But anyway, we have to before it escalate. Like I say, don't want nobody jumping in hoods, but we got to start organizing something. We got to start organizing something, even if it's just small, man, just to let the young cats know. Look at yourself. Look how talented you are. And then look at the warrior that's in you, and you got to challenge that though. You can't. It's not him. You just know that you're a warrior, and you just sit on it. Let me tell you something about this music, because it's a lot in the music, man. Let me tell you something. I was riding down the street 2 days ago. Young brother was walking down the street, had his headphones in and everything. Yo, he was rapping whatever he was listening to, right, Ali? And he just had this. He was like this. Whatever he was rapping, he was just like this the whole fucking time. Yo, think about how mad you got to be for your face to be like that and your fist balled up and you just and those are lyrics that are in your ears. I'm saying that because when I was his age, I would listen to NWA, and man, they made me want it too. They made me want to get down, So it's something about, like, yo, it's just music, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to take action on it though. And I think that's what it is. I think they're taking action on some of this music, man. And we got to slow down that action. We got to slow down that action, man. It's art. Don't let art imitate life. Not in the music that that young generation talking about. Because if art imitate life for real, that's what's going on. Y'all, it's really art imitating life with y'all. That ain't how it should be. You could just rap beef. You could just rap beef. You know what I'm saying? I guess you got to, you got to be a man to take it now. You got to be a man to take the shot. And I don't know, maybe we got to start there. Be a man to take the shot. It's just a rap shot. Something. I'm just throwing shit out right now, but man, this shit is getting out of goddamn control, man. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. You ain't finna catch me on here talking about who dating who. I can care less. They ain't doing nothing for me. They ain't doing nothing for me about who dating who. On what superstar and this and that third. Yo, man, they in a whole nother atmosphere, man. You know what I'm saying? Look where we at. They're in a whole nother atmosphere. Why waste a whole hour and some change speaking on that? I can't do it. This ain't gonna be for everybody, man. Trust me, I know it. And I'm cool with that. I ain't doing it for everybody. This is what it is. Long as I know that, I'm cool. Cause when you're on certain missions ain't goddamn, to be all glorified like it's a party. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm just trying to get a message out, man. I'm just trying to get a message out. That's it. So, I hope maybe just a little bit, what I said, help y'all understand, me and, why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's just a matter of I took a lot. I took a whole lot, and I got to give back in this form. You know what I'm saying? That's why, I tell people, man, you ain't got to, you could just, if you got it and you have to drive through, get the little small little meal if you got it. It's so many homeless people out here in Atlanta, you'll drop it off in a hurry. Just get in, I don't know, I just feel like you got to get in the motion of just giving back, Now, if you feel like you're good, you ain't got, hey man, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to the ones that know. You know who you is. This how it starts. This what helps. When you see a problem, help it, man. Especially with humanity. You are a human being first. You're a human being first. No matter what your color. Because I'm not just handing out food to black people only. This is a humanity issue down here in Atlanta. So if I see it, here's something. So I'm just saying that because it got to start somewhere. Got to start somewhere, man. If you was a taker like I was, you start somewhere, man. So you can breathe better, man. You know what I'm saying? I breathe better, dog. Like for real, man. I breathe better, man. I think better. I live better, man. When I ain't got to be still trying to take. And don't get me wrong, I didn't see it, man. It's been opportunity after opportunity. I just be like, man, I'm good. That shit ain't worth it. It could be some shit just right there. Just right there in the open. Fuck it. For what? It ain't mine. I don't need to try to hustle. I don't need to whatever. That's all good. I'm straight. No more taking. No more taking. Not from me, not from nobody, man. You got to give. So, yeah, man, this is what it was about, man. I want to share with y'all, who I am. A little bit of my foundation. Give you a little reason to why. Me and my man Ali, we come do this thing with y'all live at 5 every Saturday. You dig what I'm saying? Just giving it to you like that. That's why. Okay? So you don't just be like, man, why he up there anyway? What for? What you doing up there? This why. It's a purpose. Yeah, it's a purpose. Okay? A real purpose. What this is again? Podcast for real people with real issues. Okay, then. All right, we're gonna go to the Culture Corner, man, right quick, man. And we've been talking about Atlanta, man. We just kind of let y'all know what's going on in the city. For those of you, what I'm saying, that's new, visualizing the show or listening to the show. Whenever we do Culture Corner, basically, I'm just letting y'all know what's going on in the city for anybody that's here, that's living here or visiting and might not know what's up, just let you know what's happening in the city. So one of the things they got going, I thought this was kind of interesting. They got Decatur Book Festival, Dino Safari. So I think we're gonna Google Decatur Book Festival. And here's another thing for you sci-fi heads. I only seen one show of this, but it's Stranger Things: The Experience. So I know old Stranger Things fan, but for the rest of y'all Stranger Things fan, they got a experience, and it's gonna be at the Pullman Yards. If you're not familiar with the Pullman Yards, it's at 225 Rogers Street. But I would say Google Stranger Things: The Experience, and it's going to be where because Pullman Yards is basically it's a huge couple buildings, and whenever they have these events over there, it's basically like in 3D, right? So you sitting inside of there, and whatever the theme is. So for instance, this theme is the Stranger Things. So they'll be showing you different, I guess, things about Stranger Things while you're sitting in there, and it's all around you. You know what I'm saying? So you go in there and have your nice little drink and, just kind of kick it. And it'd be dope in there. It'd be dope in there. So that's happening this weekend. I've told you about the book festival. You got North Fulton Grilling and Gridiron. That's Saturday. That's $25 a piece. That's out in Alpharetta. So that's going on with all the football. We big down here in Georgia with football, SEC country. So that's a little bit, man, of what's shaking in Atlanta, man. Just wherever you go, try to be safe, enjoy yourself, and remember, man, just continue to survive, man. Continue to survive and continue to give, man. Especially if you was a taker like me. All right, no more taking, man. All right, y'all finna go. Be creative, stay creative, because you are creative. All right, peace. I'll see y'all next time.